Alright, so here's a Model S P100D alignment. Done a couple of these, but this one was more extensive. This is my own personal car. So we come back here, I'll show you the adjustment points. What was off on mine was the rear toe. So if you look way up there, that's the toe adjustment eccentric right there. So consider that one. There was no adjustment available for camber in the rear. So hopefully your camber's good, but that's toe. So you're gonna go ahead and set the toe, do all your checks, right? It's gonna run you through and have you cycle the suspension to high level and low level and do all this stuff. In fact, it was a little bit weird to compensate this one. So let me just take a step back on that. When we went to compensate this, you have to put the car in neutral and roll it. To put the car in neutral, we actually had to trip the latch. And we're doing the toe right now, so I know I'm good. Had to actually close that latch so it thinks that I'm in the car, and move the little shift selector to neutral. That way we could roll it back and roll it forward. So that's one technical thing. And then first thing you always adjust is the rear. So we did the rear toe. To get to that though, had to pull all that cover and all that stuff out. So adjust the rear toe, left and right. And then I'm gonna sneak up front with my amigos right here as we're working. This link right here to this eccentric is primarily your caster. This link right here is primarily your camber, but it's a little bit of both. So if you're trying to fix caster and camber, you're gonna probably end up having to work with both of these. And then when you think you got your caster good, I'd recommend caster first, then adjust your camber, which may tweak your caster, but then you may have to go back and, you know, it's just like a control arm, it's normal. So get that caster and camber done, and then re-sweep the caster and make sure you're happy. And then the last step is toe.
So now you're gonna tighten that.
So there's our toe. And that's what he's doing. And then when and so right now we got the steering wheel level, so you can mostly follow the steps, but as someone who aligns a lot of stuff, this machine was not helpful really in setting caster camber. So we did that one kind of by a little bit of trial and error, but watching the screen and turning those couple of eccentrics I just explained. But once this one's done, I'll show you got every single thing back into spec on this. So I set the toe on one to get the steering wheel straight, but this one had a pull and excessive inner tire wear, as you can see. So this one got a little bit more, you know, fix all the problems type of an alignment. But you can do everything. All right, so here's the tires with the Acoustic Tech foam for noise reduction. Just getting it off the 21. A little bit of a job. I'll show you. Come on, take over. Okay. So these tires are non-directional, but they're asymmetrical, which means there's an inside and an outside. So one of those sidewalls is going to say outside. And that's good on some of them, but this is probably going to actually say the words outside.
This side is outside.
Okay, let's take a look. Buried it somewhere. There it is. Right, so that's an outside. Now we go to drop this one in, and this isn't the machine that I was most comfortable with, so I got to make a little bit of a plan, but I'll talk you through it. You definitely swing this down, clamp it. When I drop this down, see it's already kind of close to the sensor. You come on my side. So I'm actually going to go a little further with it because I want it to drop where the sensor is last. So see, the sensors are close. So in this case, it's going to be the 6 o'clock. Right, and now I'm just going to chase it around. I'm not going to let it slip. And it'll drop right by the sensor, never even touched it. So this will be the same thing over here, more or less. This is going to be the fight, right? Because it's a 35. So right about there. And we can use that one. And we can use this one too. So get it as tight as I can. Might have to use both of them on this one. Okay, just down to the drop section. This one's gonna be the same. You'll notice we got a good amount of lube on there. Okay, so we're just gonna walk it nice and slow. And I'm keeping track where the sensor is. You know what? The sensor's a little too far already, so I'm actually gonna bring it back. It's been a really long time since I've broken a sensor, but today's not gonna be the day. So right about there, see, it's gonna drop on the sensor last. Also using a little bit of body too. Alright, you see how it's getting close to the sensor? Yeah. I'm not going to chance it. I'm going to just work it by hand just a little bit. A little finesse. Whisper to it, give it a compliment once in a while. Nice girl. It's a big, you know, there's a thickness there.
She's a thick girl.
Oh, now you're pushing it. Alright, now we'll air it up. Alright, you can kill that video. We'll come back to another one. So here's an S lifted. We got these pucks. They land right in a hole to keep it clear of the battery and other parts and whatnot. But before that, I put it in jack mode, which was in the screen. Pretty simple. Right here. So in the screen, and then put in jack mode. Then after that, I actually put it in service mode, which you go to the software screen, press and hold the model name. It'll pop up with a password, and you just type in the word service, press enter. So now it's in jack mode and in service mode. And I buckled the seat belt, tripped the door latch with a screwdriver, click, and then I can put it in neutral and have it stand neutral. It doesn't apply the parking brake. Now that's critical because we're about to do an on-car lathe, which I never known anyone to do an on-car lathe on a Tesla. But the parking brake is released because we did all this service mode and the door and all that stuff. And now they're going to do the front, and we're going to set up to do the rear. So not a lot of people really will service these, but so pulling the caliper on the other side, because you can see these rotors are really glazed. So I could slam new rotors on it, or I could pull them off and resurface them, but the on-car lathe is really the ticket. You know what I'm saying? That rotor is too big for the on-car lathe. The rear is good. Oh, you could shine it, looking good in there, Left the parking brake caliper on, took the regular brake caliper off. We did the front rotors on the off-car lathe. And then obviously we got the new tires on here. I kept track of where they were, so I shouldn't have to relearn the TPMS locations or anything. Here's the off-car lathe right now. We'll make the magic happen. Getting buttoned up. Getting buttoned up. Getting buttoned up.
Yeah, I put 85, but
that one's still got to get clean. Wheels are being torqued. Class is technically over. So let me run you through kind of what I had to do here. I'm going to undo this latch. Right. So this latch, right? I'm just gonna, that opened it. When we went to trip it, we just threw this through, right? That makes the door think it's closed. I'm undo it. So that was one step. And like I said, the seat belt. Undo the seat belt, and being that they're doing the final buttoning up, I'm gonna delay this again. So this thing is mad probably because the wheels and stuff were moving. So 1 second. So like this one I may have to drive to get some of the stuff to clear. It's definitely gonna be mad because of how much work we did. But I will take it out of service mode. I'll undo jack mode, and then I'll go to software mode. I might have to actually look this up real quick. So I think it's service.
Can I just trash these, Kill?
What is it?
The car?
If you're done with them, junk them. Yep.
Alright.
Okay. So service mode is exited.
Yeah.
Now this thing I'm probably gonna have to drive and clear, but I did want to get a little bit of charging in real quick. So, like I said, when you want to go into service, press and hold. Okay, it's mad at me. It might not like the gloves. No gloves. So primarily this is really just going to make sure the app can't do, any remote type of stuff. Right here, press service, press OK, that would go into service. And then like I was saying about jack mode, go under the service tab, and then I actually try to remove that. So now that's off. Alright, so hopefully a road test will clear up all these faults because we just did a lot of stuff. Alright, so definitely got some warnings. Brake warning and power brake assisting reduced. I did power it down. Locked it, walked away with the key, let it totally power off, came back. That seemed to have cleared up the ABS light, but this so far has not. So I got two options. One, I'm going to actually get up to speed here on the regular road, and if it clears it up, then I can happily report you can cut rotors on an on-car lathe on a Tesla. If it doesn't clear, luckily one of my former students, well, several of them actually, but one particular works for Tesla, and he's got his Tesla laptop at home. So that'll be my next stop if this doesn't clear. So far, it is still on, but the regenerative braking came back, so it definitely, powering it down did clear something, but didn't clear everything, so let me update you. Alright, this is the real hookup now. No specific details, but a connection was made down there and an Ethernet cable. Okay, that's a little...
can, and then you got your actual diode cable right here.
Oh, okay. Cool. Well understood. And so now, so you get different service stuff than I could get for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, you could brake burnish.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't need to. You know why? Because when I set it up, the regen was disabled. So I was braking. I could feel I was braking with the pads. So they're burnished.
Software reinstall. So whenever we replace a component, let's say we do a module or something, this actually just sends the firmware and basically brings up the CAN system back up to its normal, because it's gonna be a new module. Yeah. So it's gonna be at a different firmware. I see. You got the touch screen. You got audio tests here too.
Or what do you see on CAN?
On CAN, we can actually just see the actual.
You can see who's on the network.
Yeah, exactly. It's not all there yet, but
I see.
We have our APP camera status. We have feedback's good, and it'll kind of display depending on what the signals are.
Yeah.
Sometimes they'll be there, sometimes they won't. Like I said, this is all still in the works right now.
Oh, okay. So there's got to be at least 100 things on the CAN network based on
exactly.
What I saw.
The body stuff is still there. So all this stuff is still brand new. The brand new ones that they just released were this CAN and the audio one.
Oh, okay,
everything
cool.
else. But then also, like these, you can check your cameras. These are we check like whenever our camera's out.
I see. Once in a while, I get a camera obstructed on the left side, but I think it's just some debris or something.
Yeah, and then this is all the ultrasonic sensors around the car.
Yeah.
You can take a look at that. High voltage system. You can
Ooh,
basically see.
let me see. What's this say? Need a warranty battery.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm just kidding. It's been good.
And then you got your procedures here.
Oh, and you could open contactors. That's how you
Yes.
down the high voltage system.
Yeah. That
Okay.
or else we use like that loop that you have in front over there next to
Oh,
your
you
battery.
can disconnect
There's a
that
loop,
too.
You just unplug it, yeah, and
I
that'll
see.
basically open up the contactors too.
I see.
Yeah. Low voltage seats. I think these are just seat calibrations, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And suspension. I think suspension we don't really have much, yeah. And then window calibration and then sunroof calibration.
Oh, okay. And that's maybe for the auto up and down type of
Yeah.
stuff? I get you. No, sweet.
Yeah.
I've been doing a little side work on these. Man. Just don't tell anybody.
Do you know how to get into these things?
I don't think I can get in that.
Yeah, you
I went
can.
in service mode plus.
Not plus, but just regular
I got in service mode,
Okay,
yeah.
service
I can
mode,
put
yeah.
in service mode, I can do it.
Yeah,
But I
so,
didn't get brake burnish. Brake burnish doesn't come up on my menu.
Really? Because
Yeah.
I did a side job and it came up like that. And I was like, all right. Like, let's go
No,
back.
try. You'll see. I'm very confident.
I was like, I think
Here,
it'll be
right there. Yeah, I did all that.
Yeah, brake burnish is there. See, but you just
No-
don't have the can and
no
you don't
kidding.
have
Okay,
The,
so I must have been on a different screen
the,
or
and
something
then,
was
I
weird.
mean,
Okay.
so you still have these, you still have this stuff.
Yeah,
You won't have that much in depth though.
yeah, I getcha.
Yeah, so
Oh,
so
that's
some
so
of
cool.
the stuff's still there, but yeah, most of the stuff's still gonna
Well,
be. Yeah. So just drive it. Let me know. It should be
yeah,
good though.
yeah.
Clear the codes on it.
Happy wife, happy life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course.